Greetings, everyone. I want to start by asking you a simple but powerful question. How often do you talk to yourself? Not just the little voice that runs through your mind, but the real, intentional conversations you have with yourself every single day. Do you know that the way you speak to yourself can shape your entire life? It can either lift you up or tear you down. It can fuel your dreams or crush your hopes before they even have a chance to grow. Have you ever stopped to think about what your inner voice is saying? Is it encouraging you, motivating you, and reminding you of your worth? Or is it filled with doubt, fear, and negativity? If you're honest, many of us struggle with self-talk that's more critical than kind, more discouraging than inspiring. But here's the good news. What if I told you that by simply changing the way you talk to yourself for just 3 days, you can start transforming your mindset, your attitude, and your future? In this video, I'm going to share with you exactly how to do that. I will show you practical ways to change your self-talk so that it empowers you instead of holding you back. We'll explore 8 key points that will help you build a stronger, more positive inner dialogue that can change your life from the inside out. If you're ready to take control of your thoughts and start speaking life over yourself, then this message is for you. So stay tuned, because what you learn here could be the start of your breakthrough. If you find this helpful, don't forget to subscribe and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Let's grow and succeed together. The voice inside your head is the most influential force you will ever encounter. It shapes your self-image, fuels your motivation, and creates the foundation for your actions. If you speak defeat and doubt over yourself, you set a stage for failure before you even begin. If you speak life, hope, and strength, you build a fortress of confidence and resilience. When you look in the mirror, what do you say? Many people silently mutter criticisms. I'm not enough. I don't have what it takes. Or I'm always going to struggle. These words are like seeds planted in poor soil. Negativity grows and hope withers. The mind cannot differentiate between positive and negative self-talk. It simply believes what it hears most often. Imagine the difference if you replace those words with affirmations of your value and potential. Say, I am worthy of success. I am built for greatness. And I possess the strength to overcome. When you repeatedly say these things, your brain starts to rewire itself. Neuroscience confirms this phenomenon. It's called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change based on experience and thought patterns. Your words literally create new neural pathways that support confidence and focus. Consider the story of a young woman who grew up believing she was invisible, unnoticed by family and friends, unimportant in school. Her inner voice echoed this belief. But one day, encouraged by a mentor, she began a new habit. Every morning she looked in the mirror and said, I am significant. I am destined for greatness. At first, it felt strange, even uncomfortable. But day by day, those words changed her mindset. She began to stand taller, speak clearer, and pursue her goals with newfound energy. Within a year, she was accepted into a top university and launched a successful career. You have that same power. Speaking life over yourself is not about empty praise or denial of reality. It's about recognizing your inherent worth and capacity. It's about choosing to be your own champion, not your own adversary. Start with small, truthful statements and build up. Say, I am learning, I am growing, I am resilient. Let your self-talk be the foundation of your self-respect and self-confidence. When challenges come, and you will have a reservoir of encouragement to draw upon. Your past holds memories, lessons, and sometimes pain. It is part of your story, but it should not be your identity. One of the most common traps people fall into is allowing past failures, mistakes, or trauma to define their present and dictate their future. If you tell yourself, I have always failed, or I am broken because of what happened to me, you imprison yourself in a narrative that limits growth. That narrative becomes a lens through which you see every opportunity and obstacle. It colors your thinking and drains your motivation. Acknowledging your past means recognizing it without letting it control you. It's about saying, yes, I have had setbacks, but they do not determine who I am. You learn from history without being trapped by it. Take the example of a man who was once homeless, struggling with addiction. For years, his self-talk was, I'm a failure, I don't deserve better. After hitting rock bottom, he made a conscious decision to change his story. He began telling himself, my past is a chapter, not the whole book. He focused on small goals, celebrating each positive step. Over time, he rebuilt his life, became a business owner, and now helps others in similar situations. This transformation begins with honesty. Don't deny your past or pretend it never happened. Instead, own it, but refuse to live in it. Say, I am more than my mistakes. I am not defined by my pain. I am moving forward. Changing yourself. Talk about your past frees your mind and spirit. It breaks the chains of regret, shame, and guilt. It opens your heart to new possibilities and empowers you to write a new narrative of hope and achievement. You must be intentional about this. Each time a negative memory surfaces, counter it with truth and affirmation. For example, if you remember a failure, remind yourself of what it taught you or how it motivated you to grow. If you recall hurt or rejection, remind yourself of your value and the love you deserve. This habit rewires your thinking from victimhood to victory. It reshapes your identity from damaged to determined. The past becomes a foundation to build on, not an anchor that weighs you down. A large part of human frustration and anxiety comes from trying to manage things beyond our power. When your self-talk focuses on uncontrollable circumstances, you drain your energy and lose peace. The mind becomes overwhelmed by worry about what might happen, what others think, or unpredictable outcomes. The key is to focus on what you can control. Your attitude, your choices, your effort. These are yours to manage. When you train yourself to talk this way, your thoughts become anchors in turbulent waters. You say, I control my actions. I decide my response. I choose persistence. Think about athletes who face pressure in competition. They cannot control the weather, their opponents, or the crowd. What they can control is their preparation, mindset, and determination. This focus allows them to perform at their best despite external challenges. Research in psychology shows that people who concentrate on controllable factors are less stressed and more effective. This concept, often called the locus of control, distinguishes those who feel empowered from those who feel helpless. Your self-talk can shift you from frustration to freedom. Instead of saying, I'm unlucky, or things never go my way, say, I am responsible for my effort, or I will do my best regardless of circumstances. This shift requires discipline. When negative thoughts about what you cannot change arise, consciously redirect your mind. For example, if you worry about a job market that seems harsh, remind yourself, I can improve my skills. I can network. I can prepare diligently. By narrowing your focus to what you control, you conserve your energy for productive action. This creates momentum and builds confidence. It also guards you against despair because you understand that your success depends largely on your choices and efforts. The way you see your future in your mind's eye influences how you move toward it. Visualization is not wishful thinking. It is a mental rehearsal that prepares your brain and body for success. When you vividly imagine achieving your goals, your mind becomes conditioned to work toward that reality. Top performers in sports business, and the arts use visualization daily. Olympic gold medalists picture every moment of their race or routine. Business leaders mentally rehearse meetings and presentations. This process makes their success feel familiar and attainable, reducing anxiety and increasing confidence. Science supports this practice. Studies show that imagining an action activates the same brain regions as physically performing it. This strengthens the neural pathways needed for success and enhances focus and motivation. You can harness this power by talking to yourself in the present tense about your success. Say, I am succeeding. I am achieving my goals. I am living the life I desire. Don't just say it, feel it, see it, believe it. For example, a young entrepreneur struggling to launch a business began daily visualization. Every morning, she pictured clients praising her work, deals closing, and her business growing. She spoke to herself as if the success was already happening. This practice increased her confidence and drove her to take the necessary steps until the vision became reality. Visualization also helps overcome obstacles. When challenges arise, those who see their success clearly are less likely to be deterred. They see problems as temporary setbacks, part of the journey rather than the end. Your mind responds to the pictures you paint. If you consistently imagine failure, your brain searches for reasons why it might happen. If you picture victory, your brain looks for ways to make it real. Begin your day by talking to yourself with clarity and purpose. Use all your senses. See, hear, and feel your success. This mental training builds a powerful internal motivation that propels you forward. Gratitude is one of the most transformative attitudes you can develop. When you talk to yourself with gratitude, your perspective shifts from scarcity to abundance. Instead of focusing on what's missing or what's wrong, you train your mind to recognize what is already good in your life. This shift has profound effects on your mental and emotional well-being. Studies show that people who regularly practice gratitude experience lower stress, better sleep, and stronger relationships. Gratitude rewires the brain to seek out positive experiences, even in difficult times. Imagine waking up each morning and telling yourself, I am thankful for this new day. I appreciate my health. I am grateful for the lessons I have learned. These simple statements open your heart to joy and hope. Consider a man who faced unemployment for months. Instead of falling into despair, he began each day listing 3 things he was grateful for: his family's support, his skills, and the opportunity to search for a better job. This practice sustained him emotionally and kept his spirit strong. Eventually, he secured a position that suited him better than the last. Gratitude also reshapes how you view setbacks. When you encounter obstacles, your self-talk can acknowledge the struggle but still highlight what is positive. This challenge is teaching me resilience. I have people who care about me. I am growing stronger. This daily habit creates an emotional buffer that protects you from negativity and discouragement. It helps you find peace even when circumstances are not ideal. Start with small moments. Before sleep, say out loud or write down what you appreciate. During the day, remind yourself of what is going well. Over time, this practice becomes automatic and transforms your inner dialogue. Gratitude does not ignore problems. It balances your view by including the good. It fuels hope and perseverance, helping you keep moving forward no matter what. Fear is one of the strongest forces that holds people back. It whispers doubt, magnifies problems, and convinces you to settle for less than your potential. When your self-talk is dominated by fear, it shuts down creativity and blocks progress. Replacing fear with faith changes everything. Faith is not blind optimism. It is confident trust in your ability and the unfolding of your purpose. Faith says, I may not see the full path, but I trust the journey. I am capable of overcoming. I am supported even in uncertainty. Talking to yourself with faith pushes back the shadows of fear. When fear tells you you can't do this, your faith replies, I will try anyway. I am stronger than this fear. This conversation rewires your response from paralysis to action. History is full of examples where faith conquered fear. One story is about a woman who faced a life-threatening illness. The fear was overwhelming, but each day she spoke words of faith to herself. I am healing. I am surrounded by strength. I will overcome. That mindset did not guarantee an easy path, but it gave her courage to face treatment and live with hope. Faith doesn't eliminate challenges, it changes how you meet them. Fear focuses on what might go wrong. Faith focuses on what can go right and prepares you to act regardless of the risks. Replace fear with faith. Start by identifying your fears clearly. Then counter them with positive, faith-filled statements. For example, if you fear failure, say, failure is a step toward success. I learn and grow from every experience. Faith-based self-talk builds resilience. When setbacks occur, it reminds you that your worth and destiny are not tied to temporary circumstances. It gives you the strength to keep moving forward. This internal dialogue creates an environment where fear loses its power and faith grows stronger. Your mind begins to seek solutions instead of dwelling on problems. For just 3 days, talk to yourself like this. Speak life, focus on what you control, visualize success, replace I can't with I will. Celebrate your wins, guard your mind, and commit to daily renewal. Your words are seeds planted in the fertile ground of your soul. Choose to plant words that grow into victory, peace, and purpose. Begin today and watch how your life begins to change, not by chance, but by the power of the words you speak to yourself. Remember, the most important conversation you will ever have is the one you have with yourself.